Some friends of mine invited me to go tubing with them. Joy decided that she wanted to tag along, and we were really amped for the experience. We had to be up at 5 a.m.-ish to go tubing because the place was like 2 hours away, or maybe a little bit more. We had to make sure we had all the things packed that we needed for this trip. We had to make sure we were like in our bathing suits and stuff like that because we were supposed to meet my friends at the meeting spot in Tampa at 7 a.m. Did that happen? People was late. And I was starting to get tight, but here's what happened in the meantime. And I think a lady thought we was gonna rob the Total Wine store. So we hit the road, and then this one had to use the bathroom. So I missed mad exits. Long story short, remember I told you guys that we left late. So when I finally got off on an exit, started to get oriented with, you know, where I was supposed to be going, my girl calls me. She's like 10 minutes ahead of us. She reaches the spot, and she's like, yo, the park is completely packed. There's absolutely no parking. Where are you? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Really put a damper on our trip.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, all right, let's just link up and we'll figure things out from there. So then she calls me back and tells me she's up the street at this third-party company, and what they do is they let you rent the tubes from there, and you pay to park on their property, and then you pay for the shuttle that drives you to like the lake where you can start your tubing experience. And I guess when you're done floating, you end up back where you started. But the issue is they only offered the 4-hour tube ride. And I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was like, we here now. It's whatever, yo. So then, we have to stand in this long line in the heat to pay for these services. So anyway, we finally get to the, oh, we didn't even get to the front. And then this happened. The lady comes out, she's like, hey, if you don't have your own tube, we ran out of tubes for rent. And I was like, oh hell no. So then my girls was like, don't worry, we're gonna go buy tubes and then we'll come back. In the meanwhile, you pay our cover and then we'll be good money. They went to the spot, whatever spot they went to was sold out of tubes, but then they called the park people, like the actual Rainbow River Park people, and they had tubes for sale. And they held on to some for us. So pretty much they left on this venture to find new tubes for us for no reason. So anyway, at this point, you would think that the story would move along because we already paid for these services. We already figured out the tube situation, but oh hell no. Bitches had to wait for the shuttle, yo. We were waiting a long time for a shuttle.
Yeah.
Yo, by the time we finally got on an actual shuttle to get to the lake, it was like 12:30.
Definitely.
And I'm not exaggerating about that. So we finally get to the lake. A bitch tried to pop shit at the air compressor machine where we were filling up the tubes we just bought. Yo, I had to shut that shit down quick because ain't nobody fucking with me and my clique. You understand what I'm saying? We was all blowing our tubes up together. We was rolling mad deep. It was like 20 of us. I'm exaggerating, right?
I mean, you know, 10, 20, same thing.
Same thing. So then we tied all of our tubes together and we were finally in the river, and we were rolling at this point, and we were just also relieved because if you're not aware, spring water is usually 72 degrees.
Which means that it's cold.
Yeah, and it was very, very hot out that day. It is a river, but it is also a spring in the same sense. So anyway, we're floating along. We're also happy, relieved, like, yo, this was worth the wait. We're doing our thing. And then next thing you know, the 4-hour adventure that was ahead of us, like, we didn't expect it to be an adventure. The trip had its ups, it had its downs. Where do we begin in terms of the shit that went down? The first, like, breakup in the whole floaty situation was that we came up on a spring hole. You guys, before I could even take in the spring hole though, my friend got out of the river and got onto land. And the first thing I heard from my peripheral hearing, I don't know if that exists, but I just made that shit up because like I heard it from the side. Yeah, I made that shit up right now because it makes sense though.
I like that.
Like my vision was focused this way, my hearing was focused this way, but from the peripheral, I heard, "Don't you see that no trespassing sign?" And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? So it was this guy sitting on like a deck. My friend was like, what do you mean? I just want to jump off the land into the water. I do this every year. I come here. He's like, I don't care. It says no trespassing. And then Amanda, I love you to death, but she's like going back and forth with the guy. Like, it should be no debate. We rolling mad deep. If dude come out with a shotgun and want to start blasting motherfuckers, like, I don't want to be involved at all. I was like, oh my God, no. So anyway, he called the cops.
Yeah, he did.
He called the sheriff, the water sheriffs on us.
He did.
Yo.
The Marion County Sheriff.
And then, like, my friend's water bottle started drifting, but I don't think, like, they could really confirm that it was hers. You cannot have any disposable... Wait, I'm snitching.
I have to get that out so we can have people.
Take two. So, there was a disposable water bottle that just floated out of nowhere. Now, I really don't know where it came from, but it's safe to assume that it came from our group, but I cannot confirm or deny those allegations.
Never happened.
So then when the sheriff people came up, they picked up the water bottle. They was trying to figure out whose water bottle it was because it's against the law to have disposable. It said it right on our wristband. It is against the law.
But you can't like open the door wide. But...
Okay. I think they're still there.
Yeah. Oh, they did downstairs. Damn, they came early today. They come early on Sundays.
Maybe we should trap them with a rope.
I'm getting scared.
Should we trap them?
You don't know.
I'm scared. The sheriff people came, picked up the water bottle. They let it go, but the sheriff lady was so nice, and she pretty much implied to us that it's okay to be in this area as long as you're in the water, just not on the land. So then we started to feel a little more relaxed. Now, once that whole drama settled, I actually got to take in what was around us in that present moment. Guys, this was the most beautiful spring hole I have ever seen in my life. The shit was glowing a fluorescent blue underground. Like, at first I thought it was some type of lighting that was inside of the river, but son, that was the natural glow of the water coming from the earth through the spring hole.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I had never seen anything like that. Like, I thought like Perrier was, you know, beautiful, but this was on a whole nother level.
So we're floating along, and just because I didn't make it clear before, apparently we're in people's backyards with this river, and I did not know that going into the situation. So hence the reason for the whole trespassing incident.
Yeah.
And this is a consistent theme throughout the rest of the ride. A whole bunch of no trespassing signs as you're floating through the river. Like, you know, a lot of people were giving us these weird looks like we didn't belong there, but we was like,
we own this shit, bitch.
we're important. And something very sad happened to my friend. She was being attacked by a water bottle. She just started... And I'm like, Joy! What's wrong? It's just your water bottle. She was like, oh.
No, what happened was, I mean, that you did say that, but Amanda was like, yo, Joy, are you okay? And I just kept kicking and like trying to swim and kicking and and then Sarah was like, Joy, you know that's your water bottle, right? I was like, oh yeah, I knew that. I just started identifying like places where gators are most likely to be, and it just freaked me the fuck out. I was like, no. Please, Sarah, please, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh my God. Please get me out of here, Sarah. Please.
Yo, the tears were rolling down for real.
The tears were rolling down uncontrollably, and at this point, people are starting to look at me crazy. I started hyperventilating. I completely lost my mind.
And I'm upset because it's her birthday, and I'm thinking like...
And I still had on my tiara.
I'm like, come along with me and my friends, and I'm thinking her birthday is ruined. She's like bugging the fuck out, but thank God my little friends helped transport her from the tube to some laid down floaty thing, and yo, shit was all gravy from there.
Yeah.
I want to apologize. I could have been more patient.
No.
I was like, Joy, relax.
But
you can swim, relax. And I think I was being insensitive.
No, I think that you were doing the right thing. I think that you were trying to let me know, hey, remember, you're a great swimmer, which I am. And at that moment, I just needed to be brought back to reality because I was...
Yo, and then,
She won, though. She got over her fears, and she finished.
She sure as hell did, even though we saw an alligator trap. We continued on in the trip. We even saw another sheriff that was very nice to us. So we finally got to the end. And when we got to the end, yo, we was mad hungry. And there was this restaurant on the water. And we're smelling like the French fries and all the food. And yo, I just really felt like by the end of that trip that we were on an episode of Survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm a survivor.
What?
I'm not gonna stop.
What?
I'm a survivor.
We're gonna make it. Keep on surviving.
Keep on surviving. Yeah.
Well, we finally got out the water. I personally was pooped. I already knew it was a 2-hour drive ahead of us. I had sandwiches packed. I came really prepared for this trip, so there's really no reason for me to spend even more time out there. We really just wanted to go home. All in all, it was a great trip. We just really felt the need to get on camera and narrate the situation, considering that I didn't get a lot of video footage while we were out there. And I did take pictures for you guys, and I would like to show you the things that we caught on camera for you. Roll it!
I had a really great time. Thank you for encouraging me to go and try new things. I was very excited. Even though I had a panic attack, I would do it again in a heartbeat. And especially with the same group of people. Everybody was cool. Everybody was patient with me. I mean, I didn't freak out the whole time. And, you know, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I really would. And I'm excited to do it again.
I had a great time.
First time tuber! First time tuber!
Yay! I had a great time too, even though I didn't know everybody there. Even though there were some highlights and some low points, it made the overall experience exciting. It's like watching a movie.
Yeah,
there's going to be good parts, there's going to be bad parts, but overall that's what makes it interesting and entertaining. And that's, you know, pretty much what I gained at the end of the experience. But listen, if you guys are not in touch with nature, give it a try. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get out much, I'm telling you, life is too short. You got to get out there and see stuff. I feel like my clock is ticking, so I make it a point to capitalize on every opportunity that I can to get out and do fun things, provided that it's within my budget, because y'all know I'm cheap.
Next time, bring a pistol for the gators and a life jacket. I'll be dazzled. Because if I die, I want to drown in style.
While we're on camera, I just really would like to thank everybody who is subscribed, and thank you so much for your support. This is a new channel. I really haven't started marketing it and promoting it yet until I feel that the content's in a really good place. But for those of you who are tuning in, subscribing, we appreciate and love you guys so much. Subscribe, comment, give it a thumbs up if you're feeling it. And if you're not, I get it. Everything's not for everybody.